Hello and welcome to this short 8-minute presentation of the Discover user for SEQ version 3. To add clients to SEQ, you must first add all hosts, switches and printers you wish to monitor to the etc host file on the manager, and all hosts must have a static IP address. So the first screen we see is the Discover configuration view. Depending on the type of client we wish to add to the system, we need to choose the right screen: Linux, Apple, Microsoft, Unix, Network or Printer. Now to look at the printer, add to the printer, we click on the printer configuration, for instance. But I'm going to go back to the Discover configuration here quickly, and we'll pick on the Network Discover here. All you need to do then is to enter the IP address of the host into the Enter IP Address text box. Then press the Discover button to execute a single host discovery. I'm showing you here, for instance. Let me have a look at Network Computer. So if I was to put, for instance, it's already in, I'm just going to show you now. If I was to put an IP address in there, and now all I have to do is click Discover, it would go away and it would discover that device, and then you would be able to see it by clicking on the View Node information here. It's as simple as that. Now if you want to do a multiple discovery, because you've got loads of network switches and devices, all you have to do is put in the beginning address there. And so for instance, the address started at 13, and the last address was the same IP address, but the last byte is 100. You just type in 100 there, and then it would, and then hit Discover, and it would go off and discover all of the IP addresses from 200.150.100.13 right up to 200.150.100.100, and you would find them all going into the screen here, listing the monitored network nodes just by clicking on that. Simple as that. That's all you have to do. And it's the same operation for the Linux, Apple and Microsoft. The only difference here is you'd have to click on the device you were going to add, like Linux, Apple or Microsoft, and then do exactly the same. Put it back on Linux there, and exactly the same here for viewing the information. And if you wanted to view the information for Apple or Microsoft, sorry, for instance, you just click on that, and it's as simple as that. No problems whatsoever. Now if you wanted to remove a device, all you would have to do is, let's get back to that. All you have to do is, for instance, suppose I just wanted to get rid of, say, this last one here. Oh no, we'll do it because I can tell you this easier. Roam 1, for instance. I just highlight that, and then I could just click in this single remove, and then just click remove, and it would get rid of it. If I wanted to get rid of a number of devices, I would use the multiple remove up here. So put my IP address in here like last time, my last byte in here like last time, and then click remove, and it would remove all of the clients that you wanted to go. Right, the next screen we're going to look at is the service level reporting configuration. So we click on the tab, and I'll click on the viewing the information here. So basically what we have here is the agreed fixed time priority levels that the customer would expect to see. So for instance, we're going to choose here priority 1 fixed time. I've got down here for 2 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to 1 hour. So if you have a priority 1 violation, like a system down or something, people would expect it to be up within an hour. So I've put an hour, and now all I have to do is, I'm not going to change anything else here, and I just submit that data, and as you can see here, I will go submit, view, and it is at 1 hour. The default is 2, 4 and 6, but I've changed it to 1 hour the priority 2 is at 4 and the priority 3 is at 6 hours. So that's all you have to do there. Now to change the service level response and uptime, you do basically the same thing. The agreed uptime should be 99.8%, and if any system is not up 99.8% of the time, an alarm will be flagged. And also the response time we've got in here is much, what we got? It's just 1 microsecond response. So we want a fast network. The default is 2 seconds, which is very, very high. So you'll want to change that. That's fine. And here we can see it, and you view the information here once you've changed. So that's that done. Now the last thing to do with the Discover is your global manager configuration. Now to set up the global manager configuration, I've moved to the form that needs to be updated, and then all we have to do is put the information into the particular boxes. I'll get a view of the information, for instance, we've got here. So you would click on the particular continent it was on, highlight that and choose one. So if we look at the top one, we've got Europe, where the location is FSM HQ ready, and then in the location you can put in what you want, the floor, the office, where it is, etc, etc, etc. Just type it in there, and then you put in the name of the manager. So the manager here was Cirrus, so I'd put in Cirrus there. Then I'd click on here and enter the manager's IP address, and I'd enter the manager's IP address in there, and in this I'd just add it, and it would add it, and this is what you would get. You would see this information here, all right? View it again there. So that's done. If you wanted to remove a manager, it's even simpler. All you have to do is put the IP address of the manager in there. So if I wanted to get rid of Cirrus, for instance, I would just put in there 200. I'll actually highlight it here. Oh God! Put that into this box here, and then I just say remove the manager, and it would go away, and that would be taken off the system. That is simple as that. Now then, the last part of this form is the import remote managers configuration. Now that is if you've got a lot of managers, you've got one in say Australia or in another city, etc. What you can do is you can populate a manager, and then you can import another manager's information. So if we had a manager in say Australia, and it's got a lot of other monitors within that country, and it was all configured on the manager in Australia, all I would have to do is put in the IP address here of the manager in Australia and just click on import data, and it would import all that information into this monitor. So I would be able to see all of that, and it would show on the front charts. Now the only thing you would have to do is to make sure you have an SSH connection between your Australian manager that you're getting the information from and an SSH connection from this manager to the Australian one, so he could see you as well. That would have to be set up, and that information is online, and you'll find it's part of the installation documentation, so it's all there for you. I think that's just about it now. That's all of the Discovery Manager. So whatever you do, when you're going to do any discovery, make sure you know what you're going to do prior to it, and make sure you log out with the user logout button, because while you're in the Discovery Manager, the Sequentis is frozen and it won't allow things to happen on the front screen. So the users will be getting up, configuration going on, so nothing will be happening. It'll be frozen until you get out. So ensure you log out with the user logout button. So I'm going to log out now. There you are now, things are back to as normal. Right, this concludes this short presentation. For further information, please visit our website at www.fsmsoftware-ba.com or contact us at inquiries@fsm-software-ba.com. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.